Alright, hey, Goatcon. It's me, I'm Shane /Mighty. This is your favorite spirit story, Destinies YouTube video, address video, or friendship address video, whatever you want to call it. Um, yeah, I'm going to get everything out in this video between us, spirit story, our destinies tied to the chosen family and friends, our, our family and friends, or so on, all of it. Spirit story, manga, fate, destiny, all of it will be addressed here. Everything will be emotionally get out pretty much right here. This is going to be a just off the cuff, non-scripted, letting everything out kind of video, just relaxing and just speaking on my mind and heart. So it's just going to be casual and letting things out, just letting you know, and I'm going to ramble, be Doria style. Since I'm just like him, the universe used him to open the doors for me and so on, as everyone knows, the fate letters. So I'm going to easily ramble on this, just emotionally open up and just calm, just wanted to warn you that. That's how the video will go moving forward. Just going to ramble and emotionally release everything and just be casual with this and just get through everything I need to tell you in this video. Everything will be addressed here, predestined, and our united destinies and so on. So I just it was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago now, sent my my grandmother's, my and grandfather and family faded physical letters in the mail, and past just the normal faded family letters emailed to them in the past 14 months. They just received them in the mail. The finale fade physical letters, and that's it. And you were basically the last one, the last pillar that needed to be contacted. And like I basically, how I explain, you there was, it feels like you weren't there were still things you needed to know, and there was still no closure, if that makes sense. And I felt like the and you're forgetful, and I felt like basically I'm rolling through the mindset of when the messages were still sent. I feel like the One Piece YouTubers weren't gonna get them, and you were gonna forget, and so on. And it was like, okay, I need to tell him these final messages and fulfill his destiny. Send the One Piece YouTubers the Fade family letters. Since all our destinies are connected, and so on, etc. I'm gonna explain more too later, like me and my Pantheist little brother explained. But basically, you weren't, the closure wasn't there yet, and there was still finale things to be said, and that's what explained the past months that and I've gone through a lot of mental health and emotional stress in my life, as you know, and others, and with waiting to give you Fade Destiny super chats. I'm looking forward the entire week or month, through the month, like ready to give Goatcon these Destiny super. So it weighs a lot on my mind. But anyways, so let's really get into things. There's so much to get into. But basically, where do I begin, really? And in previous videos here, I mentioned conflicts in my family. My toxic family made me homeless twice, and so on. And you already got the super chat with that as well. And I said this here on the channel already, so it's nothing new. But yeah, I didn't always know that reincarnation is true, and the universe made me, basically Jesus reincarnated, chose one reincarnated. I didn't know any of this until 2 years ago when I was homeless, and the universe told me themselves and gave me hints, and I figured it out. That's when I didn't, before, what was it, 20, it was 20, it was late 2024, early 2025. Before that, there was no reincarnate, none of that, no Jesus reincarnate, none of that stuff. I didn't become a pantheist until 2023. I didn't believe in God until then, until I became, I'm still proud of the atheist now, etc. I addressed this in my first video. I'll get into this in a minute. But on spirit, I moved to spiritual, not religious, etc. Like many people today. I still hate religion, etc. I'll get into this in a minute. But yeah. So, but I'm just explaining that all of this stuff that you're hearing wasn't there from this. This is all new. Like this stuff I found out. And reincarnation is true. I know that hurts the Christian to accept, and all, but it's the truth. Like that's the only reason I'm, etc. And that Reddit thread saying reincarnation is true because the universe, everything in the world and universe works in cycles, and we went through this veil of forgetfulness, amnesia. All human beings are reincarnated. Yeah. And now we found out with pantheism, the Pantheist God Universe and omnism is true. There's truths and falseness in these religions, and no religion is all truth, and so on. And all these religions are connected, etc. Pantheism, I found out about, and it means that God is the universe and everything connected in the universe. So this wall, your TV, the rocks, you, the girl over there, the trees, the television, everything in the entire universe, including people, are God, with pantheism, and are parts of God. It's a different belief. It is not Christianity. It is pantheism. Pan means all, and theism, God. All is God. That's where it's coming from. When I say universe, I'm talking about pantheism. And when I, spoke to my little brother and told him about it, this is my little brother Rashad's quote. Me quoting him. Bro, yes, God is the universe and all things connected. And him ranting about Christianity and religion holding back our black people. Him screaming about it and so on. Yeah, that's where that comes from. We found out God is the universe last year. Yes, when you read that in the Fade Letters. So, I remember when I was in my Syracuse, Georgia apartment in 2023, late 2023. And Tupac sparked the brain prophecy, and I was looking into Destiny, and then I saw God Given, and then I texted my sister. It all clicked because I was born in 1994, and that's when Tupac said that quote, prophecy. I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee you, spark the brain that will change the world. In 1994, the year I was born, and then I saw God-given destiny, and it all clicked. I said, God-given destiny, and I texted her. And she said, I'm excited to see you fulfill your destiny. And like, God wants me to use my views to make the world better. And she screamed, yes, my Christian sister, Mika. And then Tupac's me against the world stuff. It clicked. It's a black man's job to go against the world. That's where that came from. It's my universe. It's our universe. United. It's our united universe, God-given destinies to go against everyone on this planet to remove the problem of evil, go against the world. And this is the universe and God's will. Yeah, I hope you're getting it now. And now we know why. Because the universe made me Jesus reincarnated and gave me his job instead to do. But yeah. Where else do I begin? What should I do? Yeah, I finally made this YouTube channel. I was able to finally work up the courage and start making videos. One sec. I can't. All right, we're back. Yeah, see, I'm already a YouTuber. We're making cuts. All right, we're back. Goatcon, as we were saying. But yeah, the universe, Pantheist God, woman, not a father, predestined me to use my views on everything to make the world change. Um, the the universe. Every time I say universe, I mean God. So I prefer. I'm going to say universe. It's no, I mean God when I mention it. Goatcon and everyone watching. But yeah, the universe is protecting me against every human being on the planet to fulfill this second coming universe God given destiny, and for all my chosen family and friends and fated ally friends predestined to join us to fulfill our united second coming universe God given save and change the world destinies with spirit story. Joel Osteen's quote: God won't let any person stop you from your destiny. It may be bigger, stronger, and so on. God knows how to shift and shifting. It's in the comments. His quote. But the universe is protecting me right now against every human being on the planet, everyone, and protecting my family too, and so on. You know, like I get that now, but that's what I'm trying to explain. What people say and do can't stop your destiny. Your destiny was given to you by Almighty God. Joel Osteen, the second quote. You think you're starting to get the picture, and you and the One Piece YouTubers need to hear Joel Osteen's quote and understand this as well. Everyone does. Like, the universe is protecting me to do this and go against everyone on the planet to remove the problem of evil with universal salvation, which is universe God's plan, not eternal conscious torment, BS, and nonsense. Yeah. So I hope you're getting the picture. Basically, the universe and God is trying to let us know our entire lives on everything we believe in is a lie. We humans have no free will. Theological determinism is true. Because of pantheism, God is the universe and everyone, everything connected. Basically, God, the universe, Pantheist God is trying to tell us that they're in control of our human decisions and will. The theological determinism, we're predestined to prove true spirit story. We still have moral responsibility, compatibilism, free will and determinism, compatible, but everything happens for a reason by God. We found out now. That's including this video, including you watching this video. And no one has free will, it just feels free. This is what the faded letters explain. Hank Green, it feels free, but it's not. In his determinism video, crash course on YouTube, the vlog brother of Hank Green and John Green. Hope you're understanding. Everyone's saying we don't have free will today, etc. So, where else do I go? Yeah, our entire lives have been a lie, and everything the universe is trying to tell us. Heaven and hell don't exist. Just like Logan said in his video, he was a former Christian. You can watch his video in the faded letters, but him and other people saying hell was invented by the church to control. I'll quote my dead uncle's quote. Make sure to do your research, nephew. A lot of these religions were brought here to give society security and control the masses. My dead uncle said this. That's his quote, not mine. Rick Rude, my dead older brother, life's too short for all this fighting, hatred, and negativity. Rick Rude, that's his quote. You can read the rest of his quotes in Rick Rude's Lullaby, Ocarina of Time reference. He loves Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or predestined to use that and everything else to change the world. The fate letters explain this, but he loved Ocarina and Dragon Ball and so on. Yeah, my dead older brother, Rick Rude, spirit story, universe God-given destiny goes out to him now, avenging his legacy. Rick is Ace. I'm Luffy. Shane, I'm Midoriya. He's like Bakugo. You get it. So, where else do I go? Why me and the universe picked you to join us in the Ghetto Thug Life Spiritual Love Revolution. Thug Life is for all underdogs and underrepresented people. I have a video coming out on this. The God in the universe is doing this. The Pantheist God with theological determinism, making oppressed people succeed and blow up in people's face, etc. Taking fate in this direction. I'll explain this later, but yeah, so Go the King Recon. The reason why I call you Goatcon in the first place, I just think when I look at you, I just see one of the kindest men and people I ever seen. Even when you get angry, you still apologize. You know, like you're like the I don't know how you're a bundle of joy, optimism. You're so open minded. Even you're a Christian, but you're an open minded one. You're not a toxic one or an evil Christian, etc. Like many out here. You listen to other people's opinions, perspectives. You're open minded. You're sanely kind. Even when you're angry, you're still nice. Like this is what I'm talking about. This is why I call you this, because you're just the goat to me. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're the greatest of all time, and I wouldn't want anyone else on my crew but you. Like of course I would want you on my crew to remove all this evil with the universe salvation. Like it's not even, it's like a no brainer, and that gets into it. Yeah, I we're predestined to start. Revolution's about to start soon. We just so yeah, people, everyone calling Trump the Antichrist. We just elected a moron, a horrible racist monster, sex, whatever, the whole nine, transphobe, all that, the whole white supremacist president twice. And now everyone realizing he's the Antichrist and so on. He's a dictator. People calling him Hitler 2.0. Right now, America's Nazi Germany, King Recon. He's not this the world one. You know, basically Emu is president. There's no other way to explain it. Basically, that's the best way to say it. And we are the Straw Hats, and I'm Bluefy. You get it? We're predestined to start spiritual revolution. The universe wants to take them down. And me and the universe, all destinies originate from God. Everyone's destinies are connected. Yes, you gotta put that in there, bro. Rashad Wesley, my little brother, my Pantheist little brother's quote there. You get what I'm saying? So, me and the universe want you and the One Piece YouTubers to join us in spiritual love revolution to remove all this evil. The universe wants to judge us right here. Hell doesn't exist. It was invented by the church a long time ago to control King Recon. I know this hurts as a Christian to hear, but it is the truth. It doesn't exist. Do you really think a loving God would wish eternal conscious torment for some, like people are saying today now, including Christians waking up to this? That doesn't sound like a loving God, does it? Universal salvation is consistent with Jesus' ideals and God, not eternal torment for some, and then some go to heaven, but it doesn't exist. The true afterlife, we found out, because, you know, simulation theory is true, and dream argument is true, and pantheism is true, and animism and panpsychism, etc., and double aspect theory. They're all true. We're living in universe, God's simulation dream RPG video game. That probably sounds familiar, but anyways, what I was saying before. What was the last point? Simulation. All that stuff. I told Rashad this too. Darn it. Back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, as I was saying, the universe wants to judge us right here by being in control of our will, theological determinism, and with the universe / God's final judgment line. If you want to know what the universe God's final judgment line is, the Faded Family Letters have them in there, since all of my chosen family and friends, Faded LA friends, including you, Recon, and Faded, and One Piece YouTubers. The predestined game changing repentance line, etc. The same thing. Yes, the universe wants to judge us right here. The universe predestined Tupac to say the living hell quote. You're surrounded by devils. You're in hell. You're surrounded by devils. etc. You can read the full quote there. How can you be an angel and you're living in hell? You're in hell, you're surrounded by devils. That's like suicide. It's resurrection. The universe Pantheist God had him say that predestined to help remove the problem of evil and bring heaven on earth. God's plan, universe's plan is heaven on earth and world, love, and peace, and so on. Yeah, my grandmother's quote similar. The source of all these issues, grandson, is the devil came, struck down, and affected people's hearts. All this evil came from. Yeah. And then I said this in the dorm room to her. That must mean spirit stories predestined to turn everyone into angels. And now I know this is universal salvation, heaven on earth, etc. Had to get that out the way. You can read the universe, God's final judgment line, the faith-filling letters there. But I did have to address that. So yes, universe, God's plan is universal salvation, not eternal conscious torment or annihilationism, none of that. Now that's addressed, universal salvation, tied to spirit story and so on. We have no free will. I mentioned that determinism is true. Everything happened for a reason by God. And so it's the universe. The universe trying to tell us the Bible is not inerrant and not infallible. There's truths and lies in the Bible. My uncle's quote again. I'm not saying I don't believe in God, but I don't believe in the Bible. I feel like it was brought here to control by the white man. The one critiquing the Bible today is God. So that's the universe of theological determinism. The universe is predestined. We're trying to tell us. All right, we're back. As I was saying, the universe is trying to tell us the Bible is not inerrant and the Bible is not infallible with theological determinism. I already mentioned my dead uncle's quote critiquing the Bible and so on. Yep. What's next? Just truths and falseness to the Bible and all these religions, omnism, and so on. Truths and lies in all of them and all these divine texts. The universe, Pantheist God is trying to tell us, but theological determinism, fate, and so on. Excuse me. I just had a drink of water and so on. Sorry, I just had my throat hurt a bit. What are they saying next? Oh yeah, and the problem of evil. The universe is trying to tell us they're morally imperfect but overall good. If there's a God, why is there evil? Atheists, including me, saying that for years, and today, me agreeing with them. All these school shootings, the Holocaust, black police brutality, all this discrimination, evil, hatred, all these innocent children being killed in school shootings, beheadings in the Middle East, all these wars, all this crime, all this death in the universe, Pantheist God hasn't removed the evil themselves. So they call God morally perfect is complete BS, and the myth is nonsense. I still think God is good, but not morally perfect. And I think they're overall good, but not morally perfect. And apparently the universe is trying to tell us that too. They gave me and us, the universe, God-given destiny to let them know that they are not morally perfect. It's complete nonsense. Especially giving a millennial the universe, God-given destiny, along with the rest of us, to join with me. The destiny to remove all this evil instead of removing it themselves. Why would you make me, Jesus, reincarnated, Pantheist God? What's wrong with you? Well, so you know how effed up that is. Why you would give me this curse? Like it's so yeah. I proved this that God is not morally perfect. It's complete BS. They could have removed all this evil themselves, and they haven't. Just like atheists have been saying for years, and I agree. It's just complete nonsense. and I will stand by that forever. And that's what we need to. That's what Christians need to accept too now, instead of blindly follow, etc. And think for themselves on everything, including this. But yeah, it's complete nonsense. The God you believe in is not morally perfect. I'm sorry. Like I don't know. I don't have to explain it any further than that. But yeah, we're predestined by the universe to prove all that true. And I found out the answer to this too. This tied to simulation. The universe sees life as a game. They're morally imperfect, as I explained. And that's why, yeah, the universe is trying to say that they're deceiver and liar and so on. And this gets into this part. Reality is an illusion, albeit a persistent one at that, Albert Einstein. Basically, this is going to sound, but it's the truth, nuts at first, but we're living in God's mind and body. And I'm serious. And here's quotes even to this. Like, yes, and I believe that we're all connected to the same united consciousness, Pantheist online, on the Pantheist Reddit. Do we all believe that the universe is conscious and a conscious being? Yes, most agreeing. This is Pantheist saying yes on a poll. This reality does not exist. We're living in the universe, God's mind and body. Everything around you is energy and consciousness. Panpsychism, consciousness is in everything around you in the entire universe. It feels real, but it's not. It's complete illusion. This entire reality doesn't exist. King Recon and everyone, family and friends, while you're reading, watching this, dream argument is true, and simulation theory is true. You can't trust your senses because they're wrong. They're tricking you. The physical reality around you is complete nonsense. And I even go look up chemistry class. The three states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And you'll find out that everything is vibrating. It just moves so slow that you can't see it. Look it up. I'm serious. Solid state, 3 solid states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. And look up panpsychism. Everything in the universe is conscious. Now you can understand why I'm saying God, because the universe is doing this. This reality doesn't exist, King Recon. We're living in God's mind and body. And everyone else. I say that to everyone watching and so on. But yeah, our entire lives have been a lie. You're not going to heaven and hell when you die. You're going to the source consciousness afterlife in Hinduism belief. And this, we find out, tied to pantheism too. But Hinduism, look up Hinduism afterlife. Just like Logan said, source consciousness. That's where you're returning to. You're not going to heaven or hell. You're going to source consciousness when you die. We're predestined to prove this true, and so on. All these religions are connected to omnism. They all have truths and lies within them. And no religion is all truth. All these religions are connected, and so on. Yeah, bro, I feel like everyone and everything is connected. Rashad, my pantheist little brother. So if you want to learn more about pantheism, King Recon, you can look up pantheism yourself. You can read the Faith Letters. Go for it. You're an open-minded Christian, so go for it. But yeah, this reality does not exist. We are spiritual video game characters living in universe God's simulation dream RPG video game. No one has free will, no human being. And yes, the universe is trying to say that they're in charge of sin. I'm sorry. Like I said, they're morally imperfect. The universe is in charge of sin and evil, unfortunately. But none of the evil is God's will. But yeah, the universe is trying to say God and the devil are one and the same, because we're living in God's mind and body. But none of the evil is God's will, and this is tied to spirit story. Even though they're in charge of the good and evil both, and nothing happens by coincidence, theology, etc., like Cousin Caesar said. even though this is all true, and they're not evil is not their will and so on. Yeah, they want it removed right here, and that's why I keep sending the fade letters. You're not. We're not going. Nobody is. Do you know how? I'm sorry. And this is like I said. Watch the first video, King Recon, for this part, because I said it in my first video on this channel. This is a no BS channel, and we're gonna get into things. You're gonna hurt your feelings. Hurt your feelings. That's what Spirit Story is about. I found out Universe, God, and Destiny is about tough love, not just general wholesome love only. So to remove all this evil, we have to use tough love, and my cousin CJ supports me. So expect tough love in all aspects, including this aspect on the truth, and just telling you just what you need to hear, whether you like it or not, or anyone likes it or not. The truth hurts. So as I get into this part, what I was going to say next, source consciousness, afterlife. Let me do another quick cut. Back again. As I was saying, you're not going to some, like everyone's saying today, including Christians, many Christians, you're not going to some dualistic heaven or hell when you die and being judged there and so on. None of that's going to happen. You're going back to source consciousness. The universe wants to judge us right here. The past, present, and future all exist right now. And now we know, created by God / the universe, including our human decisions. Us saving the world is already prescripted. I'm sorry, King Recon, you were wrong. And I loved your update video, it was amazing. But the thing you were wrong about, our entire lives are predestined and prescripted by God and the universe. But that doesn't mean you don't have agency or control. Like how do I say? The universe is in control of our the universe is in control of our will. Technically, we don't have free will, and free will is an illusion, like everyone's saying. But it still feels free, and you have freedom of action. Compatibilism redefines free will, etc. As you know, as you'll learn. But how do I explain this part? You still have the feeling of freedom, and you have the feeling of control, if that makes sense. So this future you choose what will happen. So us saving the world is predestined, prescripted, and us not saving the world is predestined, prescripted. And if you think of life like a video game that has multiple endings, now it starts to make sense. You understand? So our entire lives are predestined and prescripted by God / the universe. But it doesn't mean when people hear it's like, well, what's the point of anything? What's the point? It's because it's things still matter. What you do will bring about the fated future. You understand? So you still have some control of your life, even though you don't have overall, and it was all predestined by universe. God is the one. The future you bring is what happens, will happen. So you get it? The universe made it feel free, even though it's not. But this is very important, I dare assess. If we don't save the world together, the bad endings will happen. You'll see me say 4 good, the happy ending, and the 3 bad endings, and the fade letters. If we don't do this together, we could have possible anti-natalism, human extinction, humanity killing each other in our hatred. We could go extinct in our own evil. That future is possible, and freeing us from ourselves, from it becoming a true living conscious torment for real. I don't want human extinction. I don't want human evil to take over and win. Do you, I want to survive. Do you want to survive? Do you love your family? You know what I'm saying? You love your family. I love my family. So my brother was seeing this before he passed. Now that negativity is dangerous. You understand? So if humanity if keeps being toxic and putting out evil, that's what we're gonna get back. If we be positive and loving, that's where we're gonna get it back, etc. You understand? And if this destiny from the universe is about us being protectors, just like in My Hero season 4, we need to change fate with spirits work together and come together and save the world together with it and change fate. Right now, we're heading towards one of the bad endings in the simulation with Trump in office and the Christian nationalism, evil, and so on, all that. Get it? We got to remove all this evil together. Otherwise, a fated bad ending will happen, and we're all screwed and so on. You hope you get it now. So, next take, real quick. All right, we're back. The next points to get into to Goatcon. Yeah, why me and the universe picked you, Predestined picked you, and One Piece YouTubers. There's multiple reasons I would say, but I already got into some of yours, but into them as well. I think the summary to get into if the One Piece YouTubers predestined to join us, spiritual evolution as army allies to save the world together and all that. The spirit story, manga, fate and destiny. I think so. This is a problem with many people today. We all know, and so on. But I think just me speak. Me. I'm trying to articulate my thoughts and get them out. Sorry. But yeah, I think the One Piece viewers are great, good people. I truly believe that. But let's be real, and other people have said it too, and the fans, they're toxic. One Piece YouTubers are also toxic. I think we all know that. But I still, despite that, believe that you're all very good people at the end of it all. And you're way better people than majority of these other evil people out here in comparison. I think you guys are not even close to the evil people out here. Which is part of why me and the universe want and predestined to join me. And I think also a big part is, I think, especially in the One Piece tubers too, you remember the series you're following. You guys are One Piece fans. You remember what that means, right? What our MC has been trying to teach us this whole story, and of course, the Goat Rider Oda. It's friendship. Put friendship before everything else. Or, you know what I'm saying? Friendship matters a lot. It's nothing to laugh at. And who's better to teach this world this and change it than One Piece fans? You understand where I'm going? Like, the One Piece YouTubers predestined to use the power of family, friendship through spirit story and join us in spiritual evolution and teach this world the power of family and friendship. I think you understand you're getting at now. Of course, King Recon, you said the legendary quote, and when I, to the first personal letter that you read a while ago, when I was homeless, struggling, and I gave it to you. I'm very grateful to you, Muddy, for your kindness and seeing us in the One Piece community as beacons for what you're trying to accomplish. World love and peace, the spirit's the way, and all that, predestined by the universe and all, so on. And we already know that Oda's, it's pretty clear that this is like Oda's answer to world peace, One Piece, and what spirit the universe Pantheist God wants to carry out Luffy's true dream right here. And you'll see, or you can read the fade letters tied to my the beat, dream and all. You can read all that later in the fade letters that gets into all that part and the equal sound. I won't get to that part here, but I'll just briefly mention it. But another take on. Sorry for that Goatcon. As you can see, I had to relocate. There's a reason those cuts were happening. I'll just say that. So I had to come. I'm at a Starbucks to finish up the video, or at least advance it further. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, the universe, God's plan is power, family, and friendship. And despite the One Piece YouTubers being toxic, I still think you guys are really good people underneath the surface. As I said, these are universe, God, and Destinies. All most of what I'm saying is FSS, but these quotes I'm about to say are as well. A real man is a good person. A real man puts love before toughness, ego, values, and image. So, yeah, obviously that applies to everyone, all of humanity, but we're predestined to bring that, to change the world with SS and all that. But, even with the One Piece YouTubers, I truly believe, even though the One Piece YouTubers are toxic, I believe in y'all, that y'all will put love before toughness or everything else. I truly believe that, even if I've never met you before, even if we don't know each other, none of that, yet. We still have the potential to become friends, and you can video chat me anytime to meet me properly, or watch the videos on my channel as they come out, get to know me. Because chosen one, reincarnated or not, I'm still a person. I still went to high school, I still cry, I still stress. I can't fulfill this destiny alone, and I'm not supposed to. Our universe, God-given destinies are connected. Everyone's destinies are connected on this planet, and some are connected more than others. And that includes you, King Recon, and the One Piece tubers connected to my chosen family as revolutionary saviors. So, yeah, the universe predestined y'all to join us, but it's up to y'all to make the decision if you want to. And you want to survive and remove all this evil together using the power of family and friendship. And I only know him through you, King Recon. I know him as, of course, Saiyan D3 as a fan. I'm a huge fan of him. He's awesome. I think he's incredible. And you call him Manu. I think that's his real name. Yeah. So, but yeah, Manu's awesome. If I'm allowed to call him that, we're not friends. No, we haven't truly become friends yet. But if we do in the future, of course. But he's a good person. You're all good people, but nobody's perfect, right? Etc. That's what Spirit Story is also about. But still removing all this evil, universal salvation for everyone. So he and everyone, toxic, etc. We know this, perfect humans, toxic and everything, right? So I wanted to comment on Manu's old videos on Sora and Izuku, and I was well aware, Manu, that you're not you made it very clear in your videos and your comment, you're not a fan of, softness and, friendship and wholesomeness. You made that very clear, but I've been trying to let everyone know now that I found out that the universe is doing this. The one who made Deku, or I'm going to call him Izuku. The one who made Izuku cry is the universe, God, Pantheist God. The one who made Usopp a character and a coward, the universe, with theological determinism, and so on and so forth. The one taking wholesomeness, moving away from Berserk or whatever, Dragon, whatever, that type of manga. The one who made Sora say, "My friends are my power," is the universe. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And, I talked to my brothers, and, God's plan, the universe's plan, God's plan is there isn't one way to be a man, there's multiple in all aspects. The universe is trying to tell us we got manhood wrong. And it's going to keep happening until this is removed. This toxic manhood's removed and replaced with positive manhood. masculinity and femininity are one and the same thing, non-dualism and monism. And I'll get into this later, but the fade letters get into this. But STR dash people don't exist. Attraction is a spectrum of everyone, different types of attraction. If you want to see, be, etc., the proper definition, read the fade family letters, particularly positive and identity fade family letter will explain it. But yeah, the entire human race, and I get in. We have primary and secondary too as well, but as a whole, the primary orientation and identity of the entire human race isn't what you think it is. STR dash people don't exist. You probably know what I'm getting at. But yeah, the universe is trying to tell us we got manhood wrong. You can read the Fade family letters explaining that and the research and articles there. But yeah, if Mana, if you're watching this, the power of family and friendship is beautiful. And I understand. I get it. I fully, and this, if I could empathize to any old school generation guy or whatever, I understand. But guys have not put on this planet to put each other down, be toxic, etc. We're putting each other. We're put on this planet to be good, lift each other up, etc. You know what I'm saying? And respect each other's differences. I'm a timid, emotional black guy, and I'm proud. And my big brother Rick, his regular name Rick, of course, he said before he died, there's nothing wrong with that. A progressive, old school, real man, right? Yeah. Yeah, being a real man means being a good person. Being a real man means putting love before everything else. Universe, God, again, Destinies, a spirit starring song. But yeah, the universe trying to tell us we got manhood wrong. Getting into that, I have video on that. You can watch that video on this channel, and I also get into Usopp as well in another video. Manga Usopp is great. Please, guys, shut the fuck up. I forgot to say that. Goatcon. I'm gonna curse King Recon. I'm sorry, in this video, in all of my videos, but leave Usopp alone, everyone. Yes, live action Usopp is awesome. In season 2, they did great, but guess what? Manga Usopp's awesome. I bet you King Recon is like clapping at that. Hey, stop bullying Usopp. He's the GOAT. I don't care. Just leave him alone. We're all Usopp. We're all cowards. Which is, you read the Fade family letters. That's the universe, God, again, Destinies, the world. We're all punks, pushover, coward, sensitive, soft at heart, etc. Everyone man up to come out. These we're predestined to do. It's bad as to be human, etc. The Fade family letters get into all that, but leave Usopp alone. Just to get into really quick. Sorry to derail King Goatcon. I'm just tired of it. Stop disrespecting Oda's legendary writing of the code. The second in line of Golden Code. Obviously, the Goat Luffy, but Usopp is goated. He's great. He's all of us. You're not Luffy. You'll never be Luffy in terms of like being this rubber man, hyper strong. You're not Luffy. You're Usopp. We're all Usopp. Accept it. Leave him alone. He's peak. He's one of the greatest coward characters of all time. Leave him alone. Alright, I'm done. I just had to get into that again. Go to the Usopp video for that. I'll talk more about him later and stuff. But anyways, coming back to on topic. I'm sorry. So, but yeah. What else the other stuff I want to get into? Yeah. And I truly believe that the universe predestined the One Piece YouTubers to join us, but you all need to read the Fade family letters to do that, and that's what you're predestined to do, King Recon. You're Kirishima. You've been, basically rewatched the season 3 of My Hero when Izuku comes up with a plan, and he's like, "You're Kirishima. You're the key to this being success. Go, King Recon. You're the key to this being success." The One Piece YouTubers don't know me, but you have a strong bond with them. If you send them the Fade family letters, and let them know about me, show them my YouTube channel, whatever, and so on. Let them know that reincarnation is true because of pantheism and omnism and all this stuff. They'll listen because it's you. And then, you guys can officially meet me on, on a video chat, do whatever, I can find. I worked up the courage to make YouTube videos now, and not just a written words on the screen anymore. And we can officially meet. But yeah, you are Kirishima and escape Goatcon. I'm serious about that part. But it's still your choice if you guys want to fulfill your universe destinies to join us or not. But you still need to give them the fate letters so they have the option to, so they can know everything that the universe is doing with theological determinism. They don't know anything yet, King Recon. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't. Once they read them, they'll know the truth. They know that we don't have free will. Theological determinism is true. We got manhood. There's all these things that they don't know about, and they just need the letters before they can, finally know the truth and lies of this world. All this stuff they don't know about. So you have to give it to them, King Recon, so they can know. That's why I keep stressing it so much. And in the next take, I'll get into how the Fate family letters came to be. One sec, next take. Whew, new take, huh? Goatcon, yep, there it is. I'm not even an impromptu guy. I think you are more, I'm INFJ, you're ESFP, MBTI personality type. But sometimes even the INFJs have to imprompt, right? I'll get more into that in the MBTI parts and videos and stuff, and spirit story, destinies and stuff, all that. But anyways, so on to the next points. This universe, Guardian Destiny, is about us being protectors. Doesn't matter how we feel. It's time for us to be protectors and remove the problem of evil right here. If I can remind you again what it means to be a protector of Goatcon and everyone, and I'm here for it. That's what I'm destined to do. INFJs are called the protectors. Yes, the mal-mannered guys, protectors. And really, Martin Luther King's quote says it best, Junior. To ignore evil is to be accomplice to it. To ignore evil is to become an accomplice to it. And my Rashad, my little brother, just like his mind was blown when I told it to him. So yeah. And just to sit there and look at the evil and not do something about it means it makes you a cause of the evil and a part of it too. What Martin Luther King is saying. So it's time for the universe wants us to man up and woman up and remove the problem of evil right here and be chosen protectors. So remember that. Me sending all these videos, me sending these faded family letters, me sending these faded messages, is me being a protector. Remember that, King Recon, Goatcon, I'm being a protector. Sending all these messages to you and the family. We're trapped in this world of sin, and I'm tired of us just saying, that's just how the world works. It's time for us to change how the world works. And if we all come together, we can do it. And I feel like you're also afraid, King Recon, and I can understand. I think we're all afraid. I'm scared. So I can rewind you back to my Georgia apartment when we found out all this and my universe got to get in destiny then. What if bad people try to stop me? You know who said that quote? Me. And then my stepmom said this quote to save my life. Love will outweigh the evil. And then my cousin CJ said this, yeah, no one can stop your destiny, bro. And that's what led to, it's a black man's job to go against the world. Universe gotta get a destiny. When I said it in the Georgia dorm room, in our universe gotta give them destinies to go against the world and everyone in it to remove the problem of evil. The universe wants us to go against everyone in America and everyone in the world to remove the problem of evil as chosen protectors, spiritual love revolutionaries. But yeah, I was terrified. I wasn't this like high. you thought I was like fearless or something if all this before, and I'm not fearless now. I'm just basically season 2 Usopp. I'm terrified, but I'm still trying to do it, and inspire everyone else to do it, us to do it together. And that's when I said that in your faded message on Discord, King Recon, that it's time to be Usopp season 2. And I want you to read, when you get a chance, to read your faded inner conflict letter. I title it Fear of Failure. And I think, even with being I think it's also that not just failure, but I think you beat yourself up. You think you're, like a loser in a sense of like not being rejected and not achieving your writer's dream. Thinking that as you said in your update video in 2025, you felt like this is it, and it really destroyed you. So you probably feel like a loser because of it, but you're not. Or hell, you can even admit it, you are. But we're all losers, We've all, and this is. We're predestined to use each other's quotes to make the world change, including yours. And one of them is that you said, I'm trying to, I gotta try to quote it the best here, but it was in your Xenoblade video. I'm trying to, it's basically what you said was, I think each and every one of us has to fail before we succeed. We're gonna have way more failures before successes. That was it. I failed making Spirit Story like 3-4 times before this, and I'm still never giving up making it now. I've been trying to make it for 10 years and trying to learn how to draw for 10 years, tirelessly trying to make it endlessly with barely any rest. And now we're in the last 4-year stretch, and we're doing it to avenge Rick and his legacy and his quotes and so on, and my dead uncle too, and the big brother Rick. We've been working on Volume 1 of Spirit Story for 14 years. That's how long I've been struggling just making Volume 1. That's fated to come out in 2028. The manga Fate and Destiny Spirit Story. God's plan, universe's plan. Spirit Story. Volume 1 of 14, by the way. And now Rick Rude's Chains of World alternate note will be most of Volume 1. And then the actual manga will come after that. But Rick Rude's Chains of World alternate note is going to change our real world. And now it's going to be like over 400 pages. And then after that, the manga will start. After that, that's how it's going to go. And then the rest of Volume 2 through 14 will be just drawn manga. And right now, I'm doing New Masters Academy, learning how to draw, finally, art school program. Look up New Masters Academy on the internet. You'll see it's the best online art course in the world. Disney animators, etc., teach it. Nickelodeon animators, just the best of the best are in that. It's amazing. I'm gonna get past my art practice hurdle here with that. But anyways, getting back on topic. We're meant to be protectors, and we're the problem evil right here. Doesn't matter what we feel, we gotta man up and remove the evil right here. To ignore evil is to become an accomplice to it. Martin Luther King Jr., legendary goated quote. So remember that. That's what I've been doing, sending the Fade family letters, meddling when no one's asking for it. It's the heart of being a hero. My Hero Academia quote. I'm the real life Izuku. Just like him, my personality is just like him in every way. The universe used me, Doya, to open the doors for me. The Spirit Story. So yeah, me sending all the Fade family letters and Fade messages, me being a protector. Never forget that, King Recon and One Piece YouTubers and everyone else, family, friends watching this. And it's time for us to become protectors as well and save the world as a team. Yep. And yeah, reminding us what it means to be a protector. Never forget that. That's what this is all about with Spirit Story, us being protectors. And us being protectors is saying the universe God's final judgment line to remove the problem evil from everyone, universal salvation. Biggie Smalls quote, "We can't change the world until we change ourselves." I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody's going to clean it up. Tupac Shakur, God/the universe speaking through him in 1994 when I was born. There they go, it's for a reason. So yeah. Next take. I gotta take a short break for the next take. Let's go to the next take now. Can do another take here. There's people in the background, but I might be able to do a take. As I was saying, the universe wants us to drop our views right here. Plus universal salvation through me, reconcile with God through Jesus, universal salvation. That's what universal salvation is all about. The universe wants us to drop our views right here and to everyone to act like me morally to remove the problem of evil. The universe, God, again, destiny. The universe wants us to drop our views through me and all of us right here. Drop our hateful, ignorant, incorrect, evil, and toxic views right here to make love and over hate and turn everyone into angels completely. Universal salvation. That's the universe is God's plan. I'll run through a few of my family's codes predestined for spirit story to make the world change. Let's go through. Maybe try to remember a few. Some of Rick's. There's many. Oh, where did I start with him? Life's too short for all this fighting, hatred, negativity. I know everything in this world is energy. Not that negativity is dangerous. Positive and negative energy, if we don't get on energy, we're not going to survive. Out there on the Einstein quote too, there is no matter. What we call matter is just energy. Let me go into my uncle. Make sure you do your research, nephew. A lot of these religions were brought here to control, or brought here to give society security and control the masses. I'm not saying I don't believe in God, but I don't believe in the Bible. I feel like it was brought here to control by the white man. This is my atheistic friend Ryan. A lot of the things we were told as kids, Shane, we're finding out is not true and don't exist, like the Christian God. That's Ryan saying that, my high school friend. Rashad, my little brother. Yeah, bro, I feel like everyone and everything is connected. My Rashad, my pantheist little brother. Pantheism, who believes God is the universe and everyone and everything connected. That's, both the spiritual belief, obviously. That hatred isn't worth it. That's my Rashad, my little brother's quote. I asked the spiritual philosophical question the universe did given destiny. Why is it so hard to be good? I asked that to several people several years ago, family and friends and coworkers, and I got a lot of really interesting, amazing answers. Goatcon. Because everyone has a dark side, whether they want to accept it or not. That's cousin CJ. That's the best quote of them all. All predestined for spirit story, of course. Why it's so hard to be good? Being good is easy. I don't know why people are doing all this bad stuff out here. That's Rick. Rick Rude said that. The human race is hilarious. We're the smartest and same time dumbest creatures ever. That's my cousin CJ. He said that. I hate people. That's my cousin CJ. That's his second response on why it's so hard to be good when I asked everyone that. What else? You don't think there's devils out here? Not everyone is God's angels. God's building their own army and the devil's building their own army. My Christian father said that to me in the car 2 years ago. And that's, me, that's essentially what I'm doing here to you, King Recon, gathering God's angels to take on devils, Armageddon, good battle, good and evil, spirits. You get what I'm saying? Gathering allies. You and the One Piece YouTubers are the main fated allies, along with more. Everyone protesting today. We're predestined to get to join us. One Piece, One Piece. I said Straw Hat Grand Fleet. You get what I'm getting at there. Yeah, my toxic father's quote is goated. It's a legend. It's a really good quote from him. What else? Love will outweigh the evil. My stepmom. I raised Rick to be a king. You're a king. I want you to think like one. Speak. You're a king. I want you to think like one and stop worrying about these peasants out here. My stepmom said that to me. And then I altered it to peasants being toxic people, ignorant people, incorrect people, hateful people, evil people. I changed peasants into that universe, God-given destiny, Always remember to stay humble, bro. That's what my brother Rick said. Switch back and forth between rude king and humble king to make the world change. I guess you'll see that in the Fade Family Letters next to the king line that my stepmom told me about me to think like. Next take. All right, take two. Trying to get to the next part. Our united Rick Rude revolutionary protector saviors, universe God-given destinies. We're predestined. The universe basically predestined us to be rude, to be rude, to remove the problem of evil, and inherit my brother's well. One Piece, spiritual well. One Piece inherited well, spiritual inherit spiritual well, spirit story. Basically, the universe wants us to be rude as the chosen people, and me, the chosen one, reincarnated to remove the problem of evil, pretty much, as protectors, rude kings and queens. You're not going to change this world by just being nice. As Sean said that when I met him, homeless predestined, last year, my bad. 2 years ago and last year when my toxic family made me homeless again the second time. Yeah, pretty much. And our Shane, it's Shane Rude now. I lost my brother's life, not playing of humanity out anymore out here, and so on. My quote there. So, yeah, it's Shane Rude now. I'm basically predestined to switch back and forth between nice guy and bad boy to make the world change. You probably understand, you get it. Rick Rude, he made it cool to be rude. That's why he's called that. When I messaged, this was like 7 months ago, when I messaged Mr. Morge and told him my brother Rick died and all that. He said, I'm sorry, he first, he was, in shock over the saving the world stuff. He didn't realize it's true. The universe did have predestined us to save the world. And as soon as he found out my brother died, started taking things serious, and he said, I'm sorry for your loss. And I didn't have enough money to super chat, but in my mind I said thanks, of course. He said, I hope you're doing well. Obviously I'm not, but I'm getting through it. And then he said, Rick Rude, it's like, yeah. He was a Rick, I said in his video on here, he was a gangster. He was a bad boy. He was a, stereotypical tough guy. But underneath all that, he was kind and good. He was the old school real man type of thing that everyone says and all that. And I already said, we're predestined to change real man to being a good person. A real man puts love before toughness, ego, values, and image, universe, God-given destiny, etc. A real man is a good person, blah, but the old school one, the toughness in it, blah, blah. Rick, when he was alive, agreed with me. There isn't one way to be a man, there's multiple. I'll say his quotes real quick on this. That he agreed with me when he was alive, and we were talking to his brothers on it. His predestined quotes for SS to make the world change on this. Why you worry about what another man is doing? I'll start the quote over from the beginning. We're all gonna die and sleep alone. Why are you worried about what another man is doing when you should be worried about and looking at yourself? Rick Rude. You can be your own man, you feel me? Rick Rude. These are his quotes. Shoot, I'm man enough to admit what I can't do. Rick Rude. Yeah. So yeah, he was a bad boy, gangster, a thug, and he called himself these things. He knew that. He was mean, he was a mean guy, but he was a good guy, if that makes sense. He was known as the mean one in the family, but he was also extremely kind underneath, would do anything for you. We spoke about spirit story and what it's predestined to do and the revolution, spiritual revolution stuff. Another quote he said about me and all this shit, as long as I'm here, no one's going to take one of my own. He's talking about me and protecting me against anyone that tries to hurt me in the future spirit story, spiritual love revolution. Basically, he was ready to throw hands to anybody who tried to hurt me. Tied to this quote, who is messing with you? Was it him? Somebody was messing with me once, and he was going to run up on them. We had to stop him from trying to hurt the guy. But yeah, this is the way Rick Rude was. He'll throw hands at you in an instant. But even though he seemed so scary by these quotes and stuff, he was a really kind person, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain this, I guess, unless you met him, but yeah. Very amazing. He's amazing. And it just pisses me off that basically the good die young. Basically, all these evil men still alive, and my good man, brother, dies. Like, how pissed off that man. I don't want to go into it now, but so yeah. God's plan is ghetto thug life, spiritual love revolution. Everyone going against the world, and everyone in this country going against each other. The universe, God's plan is everyone spiritually throwing hands of each other. Ray Dalio is an intellectual, and he predicted that America is going to go through revolutions in the next 10 years. He said that in 2021, and civil wars. America is about to go through civil wars, King Recon, and One Piece YouTubers. As you see, the conflicts, the political all this is getting crazy, and the mass layoffs are about to happen. We're about to go through a Great Depression this year. Intellectuals have been predicting this in 2026 for years, and it's about to happen. It's time to prepare for it. Great Depression 2.0 is here. And the global collapse is around the whole world. The global collapse is happening. It's about to happen. We're about to go through a recession, and it's basically the end of the world. Yeah, nigga, I know this world. Yeah, nigga, this world's about to end. Rick Rude said that. I'm just quoting him. But yeah, we're in the end times. We're in the great tribulation. Trump is the Antichrist. And the entire economy is about to collapse. And I've been trying to warn you guys in these faith letters about this, King Recon. This Great Depression 2026 onward has been predicted for years by intellectuals. And they predicted the 2008 financial crisis 10 years before. So you need to listen, King Recon. You need to get ready for it, because it's happening. The mass layoffs everyone's gonna lose their jobs. Homelessness is about to rise. Crime is about to rise. It's about to turn Marineford out here. It's about to turn post My Hero War arc out here. You understand me? It's time to get ready for revolution. These politicians don't give a fuck about you. No one's coming to save you. Resurrection is the devil's work. Jesus is not going to rise from the ground and fight and save us. It's not happening. The universe is trying to sell us Jesus never resurrected because heaven and hell don't exist. Could you imagine how horrible of a message would be to see somebody rise from the ground and and resurrect? I'm sorry, Christian, but that's just resurrection is evil. It's not. That's horrible. We should never see that happen. It's terrible. I'm sorry. And now we know what the universe actually willed for real, of reincarnation. Of Jesus unto me and Jesus are the same person. The universe, Pantheist God, put part of Jesus' soul within me without me knowing my whole life, and the actual real life, the rest of the real life Jesus is in the source conscious afterlife we're connected to right now. Just the pantheism, Hinduism, source conscious afterlife. But part of Jesus' soul is within me. I am Jesus, and he is me. We are the same person. I'm basically Joy Boy Leafy. Leafy is also reincarnated, by the way. He's Joy Boy reincarnated through the devil fruit. Reincarnation, by the way, was hinted at in One Piece through Shirahoshi. Go back and watch Fishman Island. But yes, Leafy is Joy Boy reincarnated. One Piece fans will have to accept it, but it's true. Joy, what's his name? Not Nika. What's his name? Zunisha said Joy Boy is back through Leafy. Leafy is Joy Boy reincarnated. He fully reincarnated when his devil fruit awakened in him. It's the truth. Sorry, guys. Also, Luffy isn't free, but that Fate family later gets into that. He doesn't have free will. No one has free will. He said it. Theological determinism, yeah, including in One Piece and all fiction, yeah. There's a Fate later on that. You can read that later, Goatcon. But anyways, yeah. So get ready for the Great Depression. The Great Depression 2.0 is expected to be worse than 1929 and 2008 combined. It's time to get ready, King Recon, One Piece YouTubers, and give them the Fate letters and let them know all this, because it's about to get real bad out here. I've been trying to warn you this whole time. What else? The Great Depression part, the original, was it lasted 10 years, King Recon. 10 years. And this is going to be worse than those combined. So it's time to get ready. People have predicted that Trump won't die until like 2036. He's not dying anytime soon. And JD Vance is going to take over 2028 and carry on Trumpism and Manga. It's not going anywhere. No one's going to come save us. We need to save ourselves. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Just like everybody protests every day. So it's time to get ready for revolution. Ghetto Thug Life, spiritual love revolution. Thug Life is for all underdogs and underrepresented people. God Universe taking faith and direction, making oppressed people succeed today. The Thug Life banner and spirit story. That's going to be called a full list of oppressed underdogs and underrepresented people the universe wants us to love, not hate, because they're ourselves family and friends. Accept people for who they are, etc. The hate you gave little infants fucks everyone. Little infants means oppressed underdogs and underrepresented people. I'll have a whole video on that later. But yeah, the universe is taking Thug Life in this direction and make love win over hate. Let's go to the next take. Let's go through some more stuff destined for this video. What else we got? Jesus was a radical rebel revolutionary. All my tough love actions are consistent with Jesus. He wasn't just gentle only. He was a radical rebel revolutionary. Basically, he had a tough love side too. He wasn't just gentle only all the time. I have a whole Jesus facts and links fade letter that you have, very important, King Recon, you have to watch on that, and the One Piece YouTubers letting know the truth of Jesus. There's especially for toxic evil Republicans trying to lie about Jesus and that they weren't Jesus was a social activist and so on. They're trying to lie about the truths of the historical Jesus. Basically, we're predestined to bring the truth on all this. Basically, just more devil nonsense with them. But yeah, um, that's part of what made me realize that I really am Jesus and Jesus reincarnated, and it really is true. Because I came to the when I found out, I had to mention this real quick. So Tupac was just a provisional, temporary Black Jesus, um, kind of like a provisional one, but he wasn't the real one reincarnated. He was just kind of like a stand-in until the real one reincarnated came. We now know it was me. Um, but his universe, God-given destiny, was to be like a temporary one, and that's why he said, "I'm not going to change the world with someone else." The real Jesus reincarnated. Well, basically, um, that's what the quote prophecy is basically getting at. But yeah, so he was just a temporary, provisional Black Jesus. In his documentary, he says Black Jesus, Tupac, and stuff. But he knew that he really wasn't the real, actual one. That someone, the actual one would, in the future, would change it. And now we know it's me. I'm Jesus and Tupac's successor. Joy Boy equal Jesus. Roger equal Tupac. And Shane equal Luffy. Okay. Goatcon. Sorry, I'm back in the house, easy. But yeah, these for the last couple takes, I'll what was it? I have notes here to finish up. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just kind of speed through the list, try to get through the final Destiny information I need to tell you. Universe, God, again, Destinies, about to list some more. There's tons of them, of course, for Spirit Story, Manga, Fate, Destiny, but I'm gonna start getting through the information that I need to at least tell you in this video. So let's just get started, going down the list here. Back to the Shane Root, Destiny, Spiritual Inherit Well, Rick Rude Revolutionaries, Are United. Rick Rude Revolutionaries, Spiritual Inherit Well, Universe, God, Again, Destinies, all that stuff. Rick Rude Revolutionary Saviors. My stepmom told me to call myself a king, the peasants line, all that. Our United God Again Destinies to switch back and forth between humble and rude, nice and bad boy. That part. My Universe God Again Destiny to switch back and forth basically between humble and arrogant to make the world change, represent the entire human spirit, pretty much. If you get the vision of that. Humble and rude destinies. Use my bad boy side and my nice guy side to make the world change, pretty much. Switch back and forth between them. Arrogant and humble. Bad boy, nice guy. You get it. The universe trying to let us know our entire lives have been a lie on everything. Got theological determinism, fate. They're trying to let us know. The universe speaking through humans with theological determinism. The universe is trying to let us know that they're a deceiver and a trickster. They've been lying to us about everything our whole lives. Heaven and hell doesn't exist. The Bible is not inerrant. STR-people don't exist. One more lines. Christian God doesn't exist. What else? There's so many. God doesn't hate atheists. God doesn't hate anyone. I go on and on. There's so many lies that people are waking up to now. They're complete BS that we believe them. What else? No, Jesus. Well, Jesus was a pantheist. If you didn't know that, Jesus was a pantheist and a Christian one, but Jesus was a pantheist. Yes, Jesus is saying we're all connected. Yes, we're all connected. All that. If you research. In the Fade letters, there's going to be the Lost Teach Logan, one of our devil enemies. He has a Hell Doesn't Exist video that's really good and accurate and all that. Hell was invented by the church. Logan's video says that, and then he has a lost teaching of Jesus video the faith family letters need to watch. Um, yeah, universe, God's plan is heaven on earth. Universal salvation. Everyone turn to angels. Everyone say the universe / God's final judgment line here. And so on of God being in the universe. But the Pantheist God, woman, not a father, being in charge of our will with theological determinism. But Jesus was against religion. Jesus was against religion because it was being used to control rather than focus on God. So Jesus was against religion, if you research it. And what Jesus never wrote a single word in the Bible you're seeing people say today, and neither did his disciples. Didn't write anything in the Bible themselves, pretty much, for the most part. Not a single word. Jesus never wrote a single word. People saying, some Christians saying today, the Bible is the inspired word of God, not the inerrant absolute word of God. And people saying the Bible is not inerrant and not infallible. The universe Pantheist God is trying to say this. That only the Bible is only parts of the word of God, not the complete word of God. It's a complete lie. Angels and devils wrote the Bible. Not everything in it is God's will, and so on. We're predestined to prove true with spirit, story, mind, faith, and destiny. So some parts are the will of God, but most of it isn't, which is used control. Dark Real Tupac. I feel like some cool. I'm quoting Dark Real Tupac here. His angel side, his dark side. Only some of his dark side is his true self. Most of his dark side isn't. But in this case, with this quote, it is him saying this quote at least. I mean, but yeah. So whenever Pac critiques religion, that part is the true self. Sorry, my bad. That part is true Pac coming out, even if it's dark Pac, which usually isn't his true side, but in this case it was. So I'm quoting Dark Real Tupac here. This is his quote. Some cool motherfuckers. Let's figure out a way we can control motherfuckers. And that's what they came up with, the Bible boo. Because if God wrote the Bible, I'm sure there would have been a revised copy by now. Because a lot of things have changed. And I've been looking for that revised copy, and I don't see it. I still see that same old copy that they had from then. The universe predestined us to make a revised copy of the Bible. It's angels and devils wrote it. Me and Rashad predestined right now. Again, I'm gonna read through it with my universe, God again, Destiny, and pick out all the lies in the Bible. And Rashad's already, my little brother Rashad, he's already researching the Bible and all this stuff, and we're gonna pick apart the devil's lies in them, and you can help and so on. But removing all this evil in these religions with divine texts is the universe, God's will, and so on. The universe chose me, so apparently, so all my views are God's will. My views are God's will, or my views are God's views, because I'm the chosen one. So they made me chosen one, reincarnated. I am Jesus. We're the same person because reincarnation is true, because of pantheism, onanism, etc. We found out. So, and everything in the world, the universe works in cycles, and it's cycled to me. Pretty much, his part of his soul reincarnated to me. We got into that later or earlier. We're predestined to perform the second coming together. All of me and my family and friends, and you guys too, if you all join us. I'm not meant to do this alone. All our destinies are connected. We're prophesied to do the second coming in 2032. Christians are saying Jesus will return in 2032 range, 2030s. 2,000 years after Jesus' crucifixion. So it's like, okay, the universe wants me to perform the second coming of Spirit Story then. You're probably wondering, well, what about the gap years and Spirit Stories fated to come out 2028? I explained that. If you read the faded letters, you'll see what we're going to do during 2028. Or my bad. Yeah, 2029 to 2031. Yeah, I explained that. So, next take. All right, we're back. Continuing where we left off on the whole, the Shane Rude and Rick Rude Revolutionaries. Saviors are united, destinies with that. That side of things. We're predestined to use tough love and gentle love both. Universe God given destinies to make the world change. Um, Cousin CJ saying this, responding, yeah, tough love. That's why I'd be saying, you don't respond to the type of love I give other people. Cousin CJ talking about other people when he says that quote. So Cousin CJ is the most supportive family member I ever have. With Spirit Story, he supports every action I've done, everything I've been through, everything. And he supports the tough love, destiny actions with Spirit Story, especially the most. Just so you know, King Recon. He supports everything, all of it. Um, I'll read his quote to them in a moment, but just that's the intro there. Our universe God given destinies to switch back between good and evil to make the world change. Spirit Story is basically Death Note. I'm like Yagami. My uncle James said it best. It's not hard to be good, but sometimes you need to play the villain to get things done. In a sense, yeah, basically, my universe God given destiny becomes spiritual anointed one, king of this world, and so on, basically. But I'm also going about the king thing also from a Luffy perspective on being the spiritual freest in the world, and I want to give everyone freedom. And if I have to be rude and go against everyone to do that and remove the problem of evil and give everyone freedom, then so be it. And remember, this also, the Rick Rude Revolutionary God Given Destinies are about utilitarianism. Utilitarianism means judging an action by the end result, not the action itself. So we're meant to go against the world, you know, ghetto thug life revolution, go against everyone, all that stuff, go against everyone in America and their views, etc. of universal salvation, all that. And the universe is doing this with us because they're in charge of our decisions, the theological determinism. So it's us and God against the world, us and the universe against the world. You get it? But it's all to achieve world love and peace and heaven on earth. And if we have to use tough love and going against everyone in America and their bullshit and their evil and hate and ignorance, all that stuff to do it, and saying fuck everyone, fuck the world, and so be it. Utilitarianism, judge an action by the end result, not the action itself. All to achieve world love and peace and goal in the end for the greater good is the Rick Rude Revolutionary destinies from the universe that we're given, inheriting Rick's will. You get it? It's a black man's job to go against the world. Unite God Given Destinies, Tupac, Me Against the World album, Universe God Given Destiny, influence, and song. He has a Me Against the World song too. It's a black man's job go against the world. I said that in my dorm room. That's my and our united God Given Destinies. You get it. So, next stuff. Do a good job researching pantheism. You're a Christian, so you don't know much about pantheism, but it's time to learn about it because the universe is making it, obviously, more popular. When people say universe, this is what they mean. Pantheism. It's time to learn about it as a Christian. The universe predestined my Christian family and friends to be open to pantheism and to learn more about it and, accept it that it's true and so on this whole time. And that God has been the universe and everyone and everything connected in it this whole time. You didn't know. So, pantheism, Pantheism. Pantheism. Yeah, so that's the spirituality I follow now. I'm not a Christian. I hate Christianity and I have a love-hate relationship with Christianity for obvious reasons. Go watch my first video addressing that. I hate religion, blah blah. I'm spiritual, not religious. I'm atheist and still proud. I'm still proud atheist. Shane pantheist equals Shane atheist. There's someone said pantheism is like sex up atheism because it believes God's universe, but rejects the religious God. So yeah, you get it. So yeah, but I'm still open to working with good-hearted Christians like yourself to bring love back to this world, etc. That's why and thank you for not being an evil, toxic Christian like many today. Thank you for being a good-hearted Christian, King Recon. I respect you so much. Thank you for being open-minded to hear me out and learn about pantheism, my views. Thank you so much. This is why I call you Goatcon, because you're the goat. You're open-minded. You listen to other people's perspectives, even as a diehard Christian. So you're awesome. You're one of the good ones. Let's go on to the next take. Yes, the universe, predestined spiritual digidestined. His spirit's daughter, to save and change the world together. Our chosen, mine, our chosen family and friends and favorite ally friends. Next tape. King Recon, I present to you Rick Rude's lullaby. I shall play Zelda's lullaby, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Now. Life's too short for all this fighting, hatred, and negativity. I know everything in this world is energy. Rick Rude, my dead older brother. Why it's so hard to be good? Being good is easy. I don't know why people doing all this bad stuff out here. Everyone has a conscience, you feel me? Rick Rude, my dead older brother. These are all his quotes. He doesn't say change the world. Alongside our quotes, of course, too. Everyone has the ability to stop and say, I shouldn't do this. Now that negativity is dangerous. Rick Rude, my dead older brother. Positive and negative energy. If we don't get on positive energy, we're not going to survive. Goku is one of the most humble people, isn't he, bro? I still love that game Ocarina. Rick Rude, my deceased older brother. Yeah, nigga, sit down. Fuck what you think. I'm gonna do what I want. Who was messing with you? Was it him? Shit, as long as I'm here, no one's gonna take one of my own. Rick Rude, my dead older brother, talking about me and the future spiritual love revolution, the spirit story that we're predestined to start together. I'm talking about the government and COVID. Nigga, I'm trying to tell y'all, if you don't believe in aliens, I'm trying to listen to our conversations. Shit. It's talking about the government. when our call dropped once. That was his conspiracy theory. He was a conspiracy theorist angel. We're both conspiracy theorist angels, for context. Yeah, nigga, this world's about to end. I know all the cartoons about saving the world. We're on God's time. You know what to tell people like that, bro? Tell them, God bless you. He's talking about an evil bus driver bullying me in the bus. You gotta kill them with kindness, you feel me? And damn, this singing legendary rapper be making the most thuggish niggas singing. That's crazy. Yeah, nigga, that shit hard. That joint hard. Most niggas wouldn't even know half the things we're talking about. Most of the shit we talk about go over most niggas' heads. Hold on, nigga. That shit sound kind of tough. I can't wait for this. When I first introduced Spirit Story to him over 10 years ago. Not if this succeeds, bro. When this succeeds. It's talking about Spirit Story. I wasn't always That makes if I wasn't always like if spirit story is gonna succeed. I wasn't always like this, as you can see. I was doubtful before, and he was like, "This is going to succeed," and that's that. As you see, if his quote there. We're not supposed to be here down here, poor and struggling. Our family is different. We our family should be making businesses. It's time for niggas to get rich. It is. It is. When I said it's a black man's job to go against the world, our united God-given destinies with that and spirit story to go against everyone on the planet and everyone in America with evil and so on. Don't be a stranger, bro. I love our conversations. I know I've been on this negative stuff before, but I'm ready to fix it and be there for my son. At the end of the day, nigga, that's family. He's talking about Rashad, my little brother, my toxic father, and toxic family. They're making up. They finally made up. He's also saying that right now to my family about me and source consciousness afterlife and so on. When they betrayed me and they found out the chosen one reincarnated, most of them, etc. You get it. Happy go lucky. He's a grown child. He's talking about Goku from Dragon Ball. He didn't make him an asshole or arrogant. He made him pure of heart. Yeah, I like and respect that he made him like that. He's talking about Akira Toriyama respect and making Goku pure of heart and happy go lucky. You know, you get it. I can't even barely walk with pains in my sides and back. I have to get up, start up this truck, and get ready for work. Then after work, do this and go sleep for the next day. I can barely have time to do anything anymore. Rick talking about how hard and stressful his truck driving job was. The truck driving that killed him. A truck isn't the only thing that killed him, but I'll get into that. My favorite letters explain that more, but the on paper thing that killed him is the truck driving crash. He's been doing that, destroying him for years, King Recon. We're all gonna die and sleep alone. Why you worry about what another man is doing? You should be worried about looking at yourself. I don't understand people. Rick agreeing there isn't one way to be a man, there's multiple aspects. A progressive old school real man saying this. You can be your own man, you feel me? Shoot, I'm man enough to admit what I can't do. I'm gonna support everything in here because it's coming from you. Rick talking about Spirit Story, supporting everything in Spirit Story and supporting me. It's just a huge deal compared to others out here, as you know. Niggas who do, sorry, it's an important one, so I gotta say it clear. Niggas who do bad get more love than niggas who do good. Rick Rude, my dead older brother. And then the final golden one. Love you too, bro. Rick Rude, my dead older brother, saying that to me. And now we're going to end on the next and true final attached to this one, of course. Rick Rude's lullaby emotional finish, but now to the next emotional finish connected to this. Instant transmission to that. present to you Pink Sake. Yo, I'm not a good singer, but I'll do my best to do Finaki. Yo ho 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 ho. Around all the crew. It's time to ship out Binks's brew. Wave goodbye, don't you cry. The memories to remain. He's a passing dream. Everlasting from his theme. He's the moon, the lullaby. Gather round all the crew. Time to ship out Binks's brew. Wave goodbye, don't you cry. The memories remain. He's a passing dream. Everlasting from his theme. He's the way. He's again. Here's the lullaby.
People leave Laboon. But sometimes you end up somewhere you never thought you would. And you meet people who stay. I need my friends, Laboon. Please, let them go.
Zoro? Set the main. Let's turn the ship around.
People die, King Recon. And sometimes you end up somewhere you never thought you would. Then you meet people who stay. I need your help, King Recon. I need all my family and friends' help. My family and friends are my power. Universe, God-given destiny. The power of family and friendship is universal. God's plan. Brant Hansen, TM Enemy Devil, you are wrong. The future of the manly man is not a toughness image. The future of the manly man, the future of humanity, is there isn't one way to be a man. There's multiple in all aspects. Love and teamwork, but most importantly, the power of family and friendship. I already know what King Recon said on my birthday. I don't even, it's already, the world's already changed because I know everyone, including him. I know my dad, I know my mom, I know my brother, I know King Recon, I know Manu, I know King of Lightning, I know Harold. I know what everyone's done. I believe in them, even though we've been fighting each other all these years, toxically and negatively, and betraying each other, me and everybody else. I still believe in everybody, and everyone has a good side, not just a bad side, not just a dark devil side. They have an angel side, like me and cousin CJ's quote said.
If I could, I would hunt down every one of those swords and take them away from the bad men.
Even if it has to take a year for King Recon and One Piece YouTubers to think about it when they read the Fate letters this year. I trust in them, in him to be a true friend and a good man, do the right thing.
I had a dream too. Getting justice for anyone that's ever been stepped on.
Before I get into Kobe's deep moment here, I'm going to say my Auntie Allison's quote, my Christian Auntie Allison's quote. It's not hard to be good. People just do what they want rather than do what's right. My Christianity also. I already know King Recon is decided in the year. I believe in you, and the universe believes in you. The only thing that's left is you to believe in yourself, King Recon. And if I gotta inspire you out to get there, then we'll do that. I'm so sorry you failed again your writer dream, but it's not over. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. You got this, King Recon. You can achieve that dream, and we can achieve it together. I can help you achieve your dream, but you have to come to me and become a true friend first and reach out to me. November 9th, 2026, and we can save the world together as well with your destinies. But it's all up to you. When you're deciding joining my crew or not, think about members, about being a protector. Who do you want to protect in this world? Keep that in mind. Because if we do this, everyone turns into angels. We'll be protecting your loved ones, your brother, your mom, everyone, your dad. I don't know, all your family, but your entire family. Right now, they're all in danger of these evil people in the world and their craziness that just bubbled up. And human evil gone horrible. Who do you want to protect in this world? Keep that in mind as you decide. And of course, achieving your dream through spirit story and so on together. Opening the doors for you, me helping you, self-public, you get it. But yes, even if you don't choose the right thing for any reason and have to say no, it's fine. I'm sorry for forcing this all on you, like I said, and so on. You don't have to say yes. But the world can't change unless we change it together as a team with our theological determinism controlled decisions. With the power of family and friendship, and we have to be that initial spark to make it take off as a team. And I hardly have any allies. Pretty much, I had to gather someone. I'm going to market on Spirit Story on for the next 2-3 years on YouTube and gather followers. I have my family and friends. They're going to come around and get over the denial phase, most of them. I already got a lot of their support now, but we need more allies. And there's not really many options left. The U and the 1P2 YouTubers are it until we can gain more after we start to, get the ball rolling. Then we'll gather more and SS actually takes off. But you get what I'm getting at. So we need an initial starting point for that snowball to actually roll. But yes, you were the last ball that needed to roll. I sent my grandmother, my grandfather, my family, my dad, my aunt, physical mail letters. And now they got them. They're going to read them and emotionally get past this too and be there for me when I return to them form for why Spiritual Timeskip 2029. But I didn't want to leave you out, King Recon. So please do the right thing and give the One Piece YouTubers the Faith Family letters and decide through this year what you should do and what God wants you to do on joining my crew or not to save the world. Let's think about it nice and hard. Let's show this world that, Dark Real Tupac said fear is stronger than love. And as you're seeing that's becoming true sadly, it's time to show that the power of family and friendship isn't BS. That it's real and true, and that this is the future for humanity, not evil and hatred. But we can only do that if we do it together. But it's up to you, but not just you, my dad, my brother. It's up to all of us. We all share this planet together. We're all connected with pantheism on this planet as human beings. We're all parts of God, with pantheism and so on. You get it. Everything and everyone in the universe, and the universe itself is God, pantheism. We all share this big blue earth together. Maybe if we stop looking at what's different and look at what's the same, Well, who knows? Meow from the Pokemon movie 1. The English dub is bad, but that line will always be iconic. Obviously, the Japanese films about Mewtwo and existentialism, etc. The fade letters get into that. But Pokemon movie 1 in 2000, Lugia's song and so on. But Pokemon movie 3, especially 2, Predestined, make the world change. Thug life is for oppressed people and stuff, underdogs, but it's also, I found out, means the power of everyone. The power of one, Pokemon 2000, I found out that connection. The universe told me when I was home. When I was struggling homeless, made me remember the first 2 movies. You get it. The power of everyone. You and the One Piece tubers, my dad, if we all, my stepmom, my little brother, everyone, we work together, we can remove all this evil. All right, King Recon, much love. I hope we become true friends soon. Reach out to me to video chat anytime. You have 1 week to, if you want to speak early. If not, you can video chat with me on my birthday, November 9th, 1994 I was born, but 2026, you can reach out to me then if you want. I'll keep putting out videos. I'm going to do Let's Plays as well, and reflections, and try to market SS for the next 3 years and stuff, and gain followers for the spiritual revolution cause. Things are going to get worse. Great Depression 2.0 2026. JD Vance is going to continue Manga 2028. He's going to win. It's obvious. And fascist, America's fascist nation now. Remember, Nazi Germany. Trump is Hitler. Trump is the Antichrist. All that stuff. But yeah, peace out. I believe in you, King Recon. Remember, never forget that. And the universe believes in you too. Much love. The goat, the coat. And I'm not just talking about Luffy.